Hi, this is Christy at Christy Lisa Designs. Today I have a card for you. It's going to be a simple card. What you can see here is that we're just folding and scoring the side of the card as you would normally do. And we're just going to do a simple layout, layering pieces of cardstock and attaching a ribbon to it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to use some distress stain in tarnished brass. You take off the dauber end. It's a little bit tricky and you get ink everywhere, but it's worth it. And I've popped that into a mini mister. And I'm just fiddling around, making sure I don't spill anything, because knowing me, I will. Securing the lid. So what I want to do is actually mist the front of the card to give it that shine and sheen. So I'm just spraying it here very lightly, and then it seemed to either get clogged up or a bit messy. So I decided to get a tissue and dab some of that off, some of that excess, and let it dry a little bit. And spraying some more to cover the entire area. And using the tissue again to just dab up those excess clumps and blobs. Okay, once that's done, put it aside to dry, and we'll do the layering pieces next. So I use a smaller white, or it's actually a creamy colour cardstock. Popped it into an embossing folder and rolled it through my Big Shot. You can see here I'm just creating my sandwich. I'm just showing you the embossing plate. It's like a starburst effect. It's really pretty. So I'm just getting that straight and popping it through the Big Shot machine. Cranking that through. A little bit lopsided. Straighten that up and push it through. And when that comes out, take that out, and it will give you a nice starburst effect that I really like. And just get the Big Shot machine out of the way. Okay, so now we've got the embossed piece, and what I want to do here is actually use some Archival pigment ink in Galaxy Gold, and just swipe that over the raised edges of the embossing plate, of the embossed cardstock, and it kind of gives it it's just colouring the raised components on the cardstock from the embossed folder. And just swiping it over, making sure I get the coverage that I want. Nearly there. And just wiping the whole pad across it, not pushing too hard. If you push too hard, you'll get too much saturation. That's not something I wanted. I just wanted just to colour the raised portions. Pop that away, and brought it up a bit closer so you can see that nice effect. And I have ink all over my hands. As we do. Alright, so here I decided that the piece of cardstock that I spritzed was a bit wet still, so I've just heated that up and tried to dry off as much as I can before I start sticking the components together. Just making sure it's all flat, moving it around a bit. It's kind of warped with the wetness, but that's all good. Then I'm putting a black background piece on, using my ATD gun. Just sped this up because it was a bit boring seeing me stick stuff on. Pop that on, lined it up, stuck it on, and then we'll just put the starbursty embossed piece on top of that. So I like that the black gives it kind of a frame around it. And it also breaks up all the gold, because there's quite a lot of gold in this card. Alright, so I've laid that on, and it wasn't quite straight, so I've pulled it up a little bit and just straightened that out, because it's a bit fuzzy. Okay. It's done. And then I realised my ribbon. So I wanted to put the ribbon obviously underneath the layers, so if you're doing this, do the ribbon first. It will make it so much easier. So I fiddled around with this for a fair bit. It didn't take long actually, just popped some extra glue on there, made sure it was really secure, and put my ribbon under that piece, secured it there, and pushed it all down. So then I had one strip of ribbon secured by the glue at the back of that piece of cardstock. And then I just popped that in, the ribbon in, tied a little knot so it looks kind of like a bow, and trimmed off the edges. There we go, just trimming off, neatening up the ends. Great. Okay, so then I decided I needed to put the sentiment somewhere, and I thought a framelit would be nice. The framelits that I used were Spellbinders Nestabilities, and these are labels 17, and there's 6 dies in this, and that's the smallest that I'm using. So I used a shiny piece of cardstock. It's kind of shimmery. Put that on my magnetic platform and rolled that through the Big Shot. The magnetic platform helps to hold the framelit in place, so I don't need to hold it down with some sticky stuff or anything like that. It just holds it for me. So I just pop that out. It gives it a nice edge, very pretty. And then I decided, well actually, I've got Best Wishes on that stamp. That's just a generic stamp set. It just says Best Wishes in scrolly writing. What I did originally was use the Archival ink and then tried to distress the edges, and I didn't like it. So I punched out another one with the framelit die, and decided to do Best at the top and Wishes at the bottom, and so I'm just masking off one of the words using my Versamark ink pad. So I'm doing Wishes first. I'll place that at the bottom of the framelit die. Excuse my head there. So I put Wishes at the bottom, and then I mask off Best, and I put Best at the top. So Best Wishes, and that way I don't have to cut my stamps, because I don't like cutting my stamps. So Best Wishes, and I want to use I actually used a gold ultrafine detail embossing powder. I got that at the Paperific Expo last month, and it's very nice, very fine and very detailed, and gives a very good effect. And I got that from Bellbird Paper Arts. The store there. I'm not sure where they're from. Somewhere in Australia. Yeah, so you just see me putting the ultra fine embossing powder on. I use a brush to just get rid of the detail. I don't have those powder tools that people use. It's on my wish list, so next time I get to another expo or a craft store that stocks the powder tools, I'll be grabbing one of those. So I'm just heating that up. I'm using my X-Acto knife just to hold it so it doesn't burn my fingers. The heat tool I have is an industrial heat tool that I picked up from like Bunnings, warehouse, a tool place, and I don't have the craft one, and this one gets extremely hot, so I have to be very careful with it. Otherwise, I'm going to burn the house down. No, I won't really. Alright, so I'm happy with that. I was just positioning it, chucked some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals on the back, just 2, it's small, and then positioned that where I want it. And we got there. Alright. So that's the finished card. Very pretty, very sparkly. So the ribbon as well is a gold sparkly ribbon. You've got your splatter background and your embossed folder with the gold ink. And then your embossing powder, which is gold as well. So yeah, enjoy.